Hello friends, shalom, good afternoon. Rabbi Chaim here. We are here with our daily message at noon. We are socially distanced, yet we're spiritually connected, and we are continuing our series of going through the Passover Seder and some other brilliant, beautiful thoughts and special things that are happening today in the Jewish calendar. So, number one, This message is in merit of all those who need a speedy recovery, that God should grant them a speedy recovery ASAP from this terrible illness. And I'm going to start off with a little anecdote, a little story. There was once a person that he had a meeting with a business meeting that was going to start at 9 a.m. And he rolls into the parking lot at 8:55. He's running a little bit late. He's circling the parking lot looking for parking once, twice. And he's getting frustrated. I have to make it on time. It's a very important meeting, 9 a.m. And he turns to God through his sunroof of his car and he says, God, if you find me a parking spot now, I will give you my commitment that I'm going to pray every single day in the morning. Every single day in the morning, I'm going to pray. And he's continuing circling the parking lot. He's looking for parking. He's continuing to circle. Okay? Then a minute later, it's already 3 minutes to his appointment, 3 minutes to 9, and he's still not there. He still doesn't find the parking spot. He turns to God and says, God, not only am I going to pray, I'm also going to give charity, a tremendous amount of charity. Okay? Continues to circle. There's nothing there. A minute goes by. It's 3 minutes to his appointment. He's almost going to be late. And he turns through his sunroof, looks up at him and says, God, I'm going to give charity. I'm going to pray. And not only that, the person that I wronged years ago, I'm going to call him and tell him and ask him for forgiveness. I'm going to do everything. And then he's still late. Immediately, a minute before 9, a parking spot opens up. He turns to God and says, God, deal's off. I found a spot already. So, the reason why I say this story is because we're talking about the 13th step of the 15 that we're going through with the Seder. The 13th step is a grace after the meal to God. And we all know the famous song, Hazan et ha'olam kulo b'tuvo. We all know that song. And that is what the Birkat HaMazon is a song of praising God, thanking God for the fact that we had food, that we ate, and that we're satiated. And I want to take a deep dive today into the whole idea of thanking God, and not like this person that quickly forgot. And I'm gonna talk about the mechanics of it, of thanking God and the grace after meal. And I'm going to talk about, as we always do, a deep dive Kabbalistically, spiritually speaking, and what's going on. So, what are the mechanics? The mechanics are that if you had a meal of the 5 grains that are listed in the Torah, the 5 grains of wheat, barley, oat, spelt, and rye, if you had a meal with one of these 5 grains and you feel satiated, then the commandment in Deuteronomy is that you shall bless God after you're satiated. Thank God after you're satiated. And this blessing, everyone knows the first one. Hazan et ha'olam, everyone knows. But this blessing itself has 4 blessings, 4 parts. The first one was instituted by Moses. When the manna came down from heaven, Moses instituted the first blessing. The second blessing was instituted by Joshua. Joshua was the leader that took over Moses. He's the one that actually saw the Jewish people into the land of Israel. Joshua instituted the second one. The third one was instituted by King David and King Solomon. When the Jewish people were under the rule, when they built the temple, and King Solomon built the temple, between the two of them, Solomon and David, they instituted the third blessing. The fourth blessing was instituted by the sages in the Mishnaic era. This is after the temple was destroyed, and therefore we have all 4 blessings today. So that's the 4 blessings. Now, there is the reason why I start off with that anecdote, joke, story is because most religions have a grace before the meal. Most of them. Judaism is I think the only religion that the main grace is post-meal, not pre-meal. We do a grace before, but that's not biblically commanded. Biblically commanded is a grace after the meal. And it shows something very significant. We all know the story or the line that there's no atheist in a foxhole, right? There's no atheist in a foxhole. And what it comes to say is that when times are tough, when we're hungry, and we're about to sit down for a meal, so we turn to God and we thank God, thank you for the food. But once we're full, we're satiated, we feel good, it's okay, God, I don't need the parking spot. I found the spot anyways. And I think it's a special message from Judaism that we must always remember that we need to give thanks when times are good, not when times are tough. They say failure is fatherless. When there's a failure, everyone says, no, I didn't do it. When there's success, everyone wants to claim success. The grace after the meal is more powerful because it takes more focus to do it. The grace before the meal, we know already that we're hungry. So we're thanking God for giving us, for sustaining us. But once we're already sustained, once we're already satiated, so fine, I feel good. That's why it's a beautiful, beautiful message and idea that we need to do the meal, we need to do the grace after the meal is in a way more important than the grace before. Because now we are not yet, we have already been satiated. Don't forget God. Don't forget where it came from. It's easy to forget. Don't forget. And there's a very nice anecdote. That's a very nice anecdote to tell it, the story with the person in the parking lot. So that's step 13. Tomorrow we're going to do step 14 and 15. We're going to conclude the series. I'm sure all of us are preparing for Passover. And I just want to also make a very special mention today. Today's a very special day in the Jewish calendar and the Chabad calendar especially. Why is it a special day? It is the birthday of the Lubavitcher Rebbe, the birthday of the Chabad Rebbe. Now, the Rebbe is my mentor. Everything that I know and I do and I'm passionate every single day is thanks to the Rebbe. And it's a very special day. Why? Because on a day of a birthday, we look back at a person's life and we see what is their accomplishments, what are their contributions to humanity. And a day like today, I think, is a very special day. Number one, to contemplate on what the Rebbe did for Judaism and for the human race at large. The Rebbe took leadership in 1950. 1950 was a mere couple years after the Holocaust. The Jewish nation spirit was crushed. The Jewish nation spirit was embarrassed, was low. People lost their lives. People lost all their families. And the Rebbe landed in the U.S. and said, this is going to be different. We are going to make sure that we're going to double down on Judaism. And the first thing he did was sent out emissaries around the world and built this incredible empire of Chabad, where you have over 3,500 institutions pumping out goodness and kindness all around the world to Jews and non-Jews alike. Pumping out goodness, helping people out, this force of goodness. It's all thanks to the Rebbe's vision, the Rebbe's commitment to humanity, the Rebbe's commitment to making this world a better place. And the Rebbe empowered every single one of us to be a part in the big picture. Be a part in the big picture of making this world a better place and spreading goodness around us. That goodness is more contagious than evil, and we have to continue doing good, continue doing kindness, continue spreading goodness. And on a day like today, the Rebbe's birthday, we look back on the Rebbe's accomplishments, and we have to drive inspiration how each one of us can emulate and try to do the Rebbe's directives. The Rebbe's directives was to do good, do kind, bring godliness into the world, do a mitzvah, inspire others to do a mitzvah. If whatever you know, you are an influencer. Doesn't matter what you know. You know a little, you are an influencer. You can change the world. The Rebbe believed that. And the Rebbe inspired thousands and hundreds of thousands, if not millions, to do that. And today, the Rebbe's birthday, I want to wish all of us to take inspirations from the Rebbe's life, from the Rebbe's legacy, from the Rebbe's constant and continuous persistence of optimism, persistence of positivity, persistence of not accepting the world as a place that's dark and evil. That there's only the most beautiful things can be accomplished, and we have the most unlimited potential to accomplish that. So I want to end off with a blessing to all of us that indeed we should make this world a better place. We all have the ability to do that, and we should take that into account. The Rebbe's birthday is today on Sunday. It's ending tonight at sundown. And with that, I want to end off with a regular message that if you know anybody that needs help, anybody that needs anything physically, spiritually, materially, anything, emotionally, give us a call. JewishLoudon.com/COVID-19 is our task force is up and running. We thank all the volunteers. please reach out to us. And we'll see you tomorrow to finish off the Passover and some other special announcements. All the best. Have a happy day, a healthy day, a day of full of energy. And we look forward to seeing you all in exactly 24 hours. All the best.